and you want to go somewhere in the middle of the rotor. What I mean by the middle is, you can keep that there, Gary. What I mean by the middle is, if that's the whole width of the rotor, you want to go to the center of it somewhere. Okay, I'm going to set it up and then I'll call all of you can have a look at it. Okay. So I have the cutter approximately straight across from each other. All right, and now I'm going to tighten up this nut right here.
You'll find it.
All right, so I'll grab the wrench and we will tighten it up. Same deal, please don't reef on it. I know it's a pretty long wrench. Just snug it to a point where it stops. Don't put all your body weight into it. Okay. Now our machine is good to go. Now you need to watch your safety. Nothing, no strings hanging off, no jewelry, long hair tied up. We have the face shield here if you choose to. We have the glasses. You have to have one or the other. Safety glasses or the face shield. Whichever one you choose. Okay, so I got my safety glasses on, I got no jewelry. Hair I don't have to worry about. I don't have any. Okay, so if you want to come and have a look how it's set up for now, you can do so. Then from this point, just listen to what I'm saying, it will make sense, trust me. When you grab a rotor and start machining, it will all come together. At this point, what you need to worry about is the back part. There are two parts here. The back part moves the cutter in. The outside part is just a dial. Okay, so I'm holding the back part and I'm going to dial in the 0 on the dial with the line. There's a line here, you dial the 0 with a line. Alright, same thing with the other side. Dial the 0 with the other line. Okay, we're going to start the machine. There's a button for it, or switch. You start the machine. Okay, at this point, there are two knobs here that you need to make sure they're loose. Okay, please watch your hands, don't get them in. They're very close to the rotor, spinning rotor. Please watch your fingers. And I'm going to put scratch marks in. So I'm going to spin the back end. This is just for the dial. The front part is just for the dial. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to spin the back. I'm going to keep on going in until it's just touching the rotor. The cutter is just touching the rotor. Hear it. Okay? If you go too deep, there's no point of coming back out because you already created a groove. So take it easy, just go slow. Same thing with the other side. Okay? Now we need to zero it. We didn't need to zero it before, I just wanted to show you. So now I need to zero it, hold the back end, zero the dial, hold the back end, zero the dial. So if you're not sure what I've just said, you can have a look. We got everything set. You need to make sure this knob is still loose. I'm going to wind it in all the way. And you need to watch the outside. It's the outside that you need to watch. Inside you're not so worried about it because on the outside it's that part that the cutter is going to start touching. So you need to watch the outside. And you go past the point where the pad was always touching. So you go into the rust. You go all the way in. Okay, I'm well past where the root pad was touching. You can see the clearly, you can see the marks. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn this dial 3 thou. Each line is 1/1000th of an inch. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the same thing because it's a vented rotor. You're going to take the same amount off on both sides. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to lock them up. Once again, watch your fingers. That's locked. This is locked. Now we're going to engage it on auto. To engage on autopilot, sure, it's right here. You have fast, you have slow. A good cut is on slow, not fast. You should always start with slow. If it's skipping places, if it's bent to a point where it's skipping places, then you just put it on fast and do another cut. Okay? So I'm going to start with slow, and it's on auto engage. Now you gotta wait for it to finish the cut.
How do you know when it's done?
It will be all the way out. It's starting on the inside, it's coming outward. If it starts skipping, if I hear it skipping, skip kind of thing, I'll put it on faster. Because I know I need to do another cut.
You don't go deeper?
Okay?
You don't go deeper?
Second cut, you go another 2 to 3 thou on each side again. But if you're done first time, then you don't need to do second cut. Right? The more you cut, the weaker the rotor is. The quicker it's going to overheat. So that's it for now. Okay, so you can see it's skipping right there. So rather than wasting time, I'm going to change it to fast. So lift this. Okay, now it's changed to fast. I'm going to let the cut finish, and we'll talk about what's next. Okay, never turn the machine off when the cutters are engaged. Make sure, if you have to turn it off in the middle, make sure the cutters are disengaged, back them off. So we're past the point, we're going to turn it off. I'm going to turn off the machine. I just want to quickly show you the difference between a finished cut, like a slow cut, and a fast cut. This almost cuts 3 threads on it. I mean, you can see the threads on it. If you run your fingernail, you can feel those. That's a good cut, that is not a finished cut. And we did that because it was skipping right here. So now we're going to recut it. So what you do is, you don't touch anything, just start the machine. Okay, put it in neutral, so it's not on auto engage. Put that in neutral. You go in all the way. Okay, we haven't done anything to the cutters yet. So you go all the way in again, to the same point where you were at before. Okay, so we're going to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going to the same point. There we go. Okay. At this point, undo the cutters. Once again, watch your fingers. Undo the locks here on both sides. And because it's a vented rotor, the inside was fine. The outside is the only one with a problem. We still have to take the same amount off on both sides. So we are going to go 2 more thou. So we did 3 before. I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to lock it up. We're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go 1 line, 2 line. Each line is 1/1000th of an inch. Lock that up. And now we're going to go slow again. So lift that, put it on slow. Yep. As you can see, after doing the second cut, we have the groove that you saw here, it's gone. So the rotor is ready to go, but just before you put the rotor back onto the vehicle, make sure you bring out the micrometer and make sure it's not below the minimum thickness. Okay, so this is the fixed rotor right here because it's got a hub attached to it. Okay, the mounting process is the only difference between the fixed and the floating rotor that we have done earlier. So I'm not going to show you how to actually do the cut, I'm going to show you how to mount it. To mount the fixed rotor, you have these cones. Okay, they're different size cones. And each cone has 2 different sizes on either end. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to find the size that fits in the race. So not sitting right here, but in the race, this part. That's the one you need to find. So in this case, well, that is barely going in. Let's try the other side. That's a better fit. Okay, it has to sit on the race. So I found the one that's going to go on the outside. Now we need to find the one that is going to go in on the inside. So it's going to grab another cone. Okay, same deal. That is only this is the only part that's touching the race. So this is the only part right here that is touching the race. Let's try this side. Yeah, that's a better fit. So it's giving me a wider range that's holding on to the race. So we found our inner one, we found our outer one, and now we're just going to put the rotor on. So same thing, the cone goes on first. Okay. Then your rotor, and yeah, I forgot to mention, before you do this, you should clean all the grease off here. If it's a lot of grease, all the filings are going to get attached to your rotor. Put the rotor on, and now we put the outside cone in, and now same deal. We need to put the clutch here and then fill the rest of it with different size cones and spacers. So clutch goes in. I'm just going to put another spacer on. This is just working as a spacer for now. And then we put our nut on, left hand thread again. Okay. Same deal. Get the wrench. Watch the washer. As I said, this is not from factory. We did this just to make sure it doesn't disappear, it doesn't get misplaced. Okay, so lock it up. And from this point onwards, the process is exactly the same as your floating rotor. Thank you for watching.